So first of all, congratulations. Paper one is over. You're up and running for the Leaving Cert. It followed a suit from other years. I don't think that many of you would have been startled or surprised by everything, but there was a few challenging things in it that I'll go through. First of all, the theme of connections. That's lovely. We all know about connections, connecting with your family, connecting with the environment. That was all there. The issues of tattoos, the issues of fractious family relationships, the natural environment. It was all there, and so you would have had content to answer these questions. It was the format that maybe might have thrown a few of you. For instance, a proposal came up and a dialogue came up in question B. But in actual fact, you've done these maybe through an open letter. And remember, dialogue is what you've been doing in Hamlet all along. So in general, the formats of question Bs shouldn't have been too difficult for you. And of course, diary entries, a reflective diary entry, I think would have been one of the most popular choices. It was a very contemporary paper. Very modern paper. I don't think the issues of having something to say would have been a problem. It's how you said it, maybe, is where the grades might be determined this year. And if you have a look at it, I love the idea of the tattoo, going home and telling your father or mother that you have a tattoo. Any kind of turbulent relationship that way would have been kind of interesting. The next one then about leaving your hometown, flying the nest, traveling abroad. I think that was something that students could have identified with as well. And of course, train journeys and going to different countries, experiencing that. The content of this paper was very approachable. So what was the challenge then? The challenge was some of the wording of the questions. For instance, all the language questions in part A were just about writer's style. It didn't say information, it didn't say argument, it didn't say aesthetics. You had to find and deliver that yourself. You should have been able to, but it might have given you a little bit of a heartbeat. Where's the word? Am I going right? Commit, and you would have been fine. And I'm sure that's exactly what you did. So the question Bs were not too confusing. They had the 3-paragraph build-in, after the colon, that was fine. And the question As all followed part 1, find and retrieve, part 2, the inspired, part 3, the language. So the formatting of it all was okay. But there were a few little heartbeats, skipping maybe in your belief as to whether you were doing the right thing. Chances are you were. All right, so the wording might have thrown you a little, but if you believed that what you were doing was right because of it actually did follow suit from other years, you would have been fine. Now we come to the essays, which of course, as you know, is quarter of the entire 2 papers. Maybe the personal essays were a little narrow this year. Maybe the personal essays brought you down a direction that was a bit specific, and you mightn't have liked them as much as others. I still think they were doable. I still think they were not so far removed from what we've done before that you would have struggled with it. For instance, relationship with the natural world. You probably would have expected that in a discursive essay, and you got it in a personal essay. The short stories were particularly nice this year, I thought, about this, family relationships. And then I think the speeches and the discursive essays were doable. Okay, so look, overall, you're sitting there asking me for one word. What did I think of it? This was a very doable contemporary paper. I'm sure you've done very, very well in it, but park it now and move on to paper 2.